Hey everyone, this is finalnub doing a walkthrough of my MOCS preliminary that I played with Neobrand. This is round 4. We're round 3. We're 3-0 right now, which is very exciting. We're on the draw, unfortunately, but this hand seems hmm. So we have the mana and we have the evolution spell. We have Once Upon a Time, which mathematically is around 1/3 of an Allosaurus Rider. And failing that, we can turn to Glittering Wish for Eladamri's Call, and then set up a turn 4 kill. In Hogak's Summer, I would mulligan this because the format was very fast. Now that we're playing in this format, though, I think this is acceptable enough because we can just find the Allosaurus Rider off Once Upon a Time, right? So we can do a turn 3 kill potentially, and if not, then our 4 is a turn 4 kill. So I think this is a pretty good hand. And Pass Me agreed. This looks like another burn deck to me, I'm not gonna lie. So if that's the case, then the Nourishing Shoal is very useful, I think. We don't have any turn 1 plays that can be gotten by Once Upon a Time, so we're just gonna keep holding it for maximum information. It's possible I should have played the Gemstone Mine and trying to pretend to be Amulet, because Botanical Sanctum these days screams out Neobrand, unfortunately for us. Okay, so this must be an Eidolon then. Yes, I believe we should Once Upon a Time here. If we get a Worm, that's another good consolation prize if we don't hit the Allosaurus Rider because of Nourishing Shoal. They're not on the creature draw, which is good. This is the this is one of the worst looking Once Upon a Time I've done here. Hmm. The question here is whether a land is useful here. We don't have any canopy lands, so having more lands isn't the best for us. Taking the Laboratory Maniac decreases the fizzle chance ever so slightly if we can't reach a Laboratory Maniac or evolve our Allosaurus Rider into a Laboratory Maniac later. Considering not taking, is there any merit in not taking anything? I don't believe so. I guess I'll take the Laboratory Maniac, but not feel happy about it. It's a very marginal decision here. Yeah, that's what I did. So now this is pretty awkward, right? Because Glittering Wish does 2 damage, Eladamri's Call does 2 damage, and uh, then an Evolution does 2 damage. So I'm at an effective 14 already. But I think we still have to do it. That's our only way of getting our Allosaurus Rider at the moment. In a pinch, the Eladamri call can get a Worm to gain 15, which is relevant, especially against a non-creature hand. So I think getting the Eladamri's call is pretty correct here, which my past actions agree. And hopefully that they don't have too many good cards. One thing to note here is that a lot of the times, if there are cards stranded in the burn player's hand in game 1, it could be Searing Blaze, so you want to play accordingly. Like, for example, you might not want to play out Wild Canter for no reason. Okay, so there's a Cycler. I wonder if we're supposed to cycle the Gemstone Mine while floating white. If we hit an Allosaurus Rider, we can play it right away, which is great. If not, then we'll Eladamri's Call. Yeah, I think I like floating the white here and then sacrificing it for maximum information. Past me disagrees. This is why we do these review and why they're so useful, because after you can talk it out, then you can see different lines and have different perspectives. I think that waiting does us no good. So if we can hit an Allosaurus Rider here with the Edge of Autumn, then I would love to do that so we can just produce a Griselbrand right away. But our plan here is to Eladamri's Call. A consideration is calling for a Worm right now and gaining 15 to play around Skullcrack, which is not the worst, right? So I'll go down to 13, I'll go up to 28, and they only have 5 cards. I can see that being okay here, we'll still have these two green cards, so any Allosaurus Rider or Once Upon a Time or Summoner's Pact are outs, and we get to make land drops, so our fizzle rate is lower. Let's see if I actually do that. Is that the worst idea? Nope. It's a nice thought to have, though. I think I should have done the math there, so let's do the math. Talk it out right now here. So, attack would have put me to 11. Illidamery's calls 9. Evolution is 7. Allosaurus Rider doesn't trigger this, so the question is, if I go for Allosaurus Rider here, can I survive plausibly? They have 6 cards in hand, but they don't have land, so Searing Blades actually may not be may not be that good here. So if you go to 7 to produce a Griselbrand, how likely am I dead? Is it that I'm dead? So they turn 2 Eidolon, turn 3 end of turn Helix. They don't have a land. Their turn 1 was nothing, so that decreases the chance of them having Lightning Bolt or Rift Bolt or Lava Spike. It's possible that their hand is full of 2s, and if that's the case, then they need to have exactly Boros Charm to get me dead. However, they could also have a Skull Crack, so when we attack with Griselbrand, that could get us. That might be an argument for me to have Eldamery's call for Worm and gain 15 here. We'll be at 26, but I believe that's a line to not lose, not a line to win. So I think that we are going to want to produce a Griselbrand here. Because if they have a Skullcrack, it plays awfully. Getting the Worm plays awfully into that specific scenario. I think that we get the Allosaurus Rider here. Yeah. So picking this up is actually very good because if they want to hold up the Skullcrack for the Griselbrand lifelink attack, then we can show in response and give us some buffer. I think that's one of the reasons why I did take the line that I did, because I had Nourishing Show here. So any fatty or any green card even would give us some buffer. So we're not really at an effective 7. Like we're probably at an effective 9, because even like showing with something dorky like a Manamorphose, for example, can get us out of a bind. Okay, I don't know why they did that right there, but that's fine. So my read that they didn't have bolts was off, which is weird. Like, why didn't they just bolt me turn 1? Unless they're holding up path. If they are holding up path, then well, tough luck for us. I don't think we can draw here. Even though it's plausible that they have the path. Well, what are you gonna do? Okay, Rift Bolt's fine. So they had a lot more ones than I thought, and they didn't have a turn 1 play. It's weird, and they clearly don't have a path, so it's kind of weird play for my opponent, or maybe I'm just making wrong reads here. So let's attack. They can't skull crack us, and notably, I think they're telegraphing that they don't have a skull crack because I think they would have held it up, brought me to 5. Eidolon attack would be 3, and then any burn spell would be 0 for me. So they don't have a skull crack. Is my read here. In that case, do we draw 7? So this brings me to 12. Eidolon's 10. I don't think I could be killed from here, but so if they have another lightning bolt, that's 12. This is 9. This is 7, and then theoretically, Boros Charm and like Lava Spike or Skewer the Critics can kill me. So I'm just gonna pass here. I think they'd be hard pressed to kill me. So, okay, so they're on this plan. They need some specific ones, right? Because like Skewer doesn't work. Skewer works if they attack. Okay, so but like Lava Spike doesn't work. So my read is they might have like 1 or 2 lightning bolts, and they might be trying to draw the other one. And they conceded, so they didn't have it. Interesting hand from our opponent. Some of our reads were pretty wrong here, but we got the win, so it's great. Oh, sorry, this is game 1. That's why thinking about path doesn't make sense, but that was a bit foolish of me. So let's move on here. Round 2. So same with the last video here. I'll bring in 1 pact and some ley lines for 3 Veil Summers. This one, all it needs is evolution spell, which we have 8 of, and we have 2 draws at it. So I believe that's what is that? So 7 evolution spells because one is in the sideboard. We have 2 draws. We're 14%. Is that right? We're 14% to hit the evolution spell. That might not be loading correctly. I think it might be double that, but I don't think that's good enough to keep here. Because the downside is that like we don't get to play Magic if we don't hit because we don't have lands. This, on the other hand, is the absolute nuts. So we even have an extra mana here. So reveal these two, pitch these two to Allosaurus Rider and Neoform on turn 1. What's not to like? Let's ditch the Metamorphose, I believe. This is what you play this deck for, right? You just play for the turn 1s and perfect mulligan to 6s and 5s. I believe we want to Metamorphose first, try to dig for a Pact Negation if we need it, or a Nursing Shoal. There's a lot of good hits. There's no reason not to. I think it's free. Yep. Yep. So the consideration is if they have a Path to Exile. Seems like they do. So let's see how tricky this will be. So the hits we're going for are either a combination of Shoal to keep redrawing with having these two spells on the stack in mind, or a Pact Negation to put a stop to Path to Exile. Or Life Goes On. There's the Life Goes On. This is why we put this in the deck, so we have more redundancy of life gain spells. Notably, we have 4 Simian Spirit Guides and 1 land available, so we have 5 total mana. So we can definitely play the Life Goes On here. I think I'm fine using the land rather than Simian Spirit Guiding for Metamorphose. Maybe we'll need to pay for a pack later on. So let's keep our options open. I believe we are going to be casting Life Goes On off the land, which we do. So what do we have here? We have a show and we have the worm, so let's keep going. The nice thing is if you don't take any damage in the first turn before you combo, the second Nourishing Show pitching worm will get you an extra 7 cards because we're at 22 as you can see, not 21. Just keep going. I think the rest should be pretty academic, and all you need to do is make sure that you don't forget about the first trigger, or sorry, the first activation, and not deck yourself somehow. We have the Pact Negation, which is good. We're looking for a Nourishing Shoal here. There it is. So I think the rest of it is pretty academic. Along the chain, we're going to Pact Negation the Path to Exile, and then we're going to draw the entire deck. We have Summoner's Pact to manage our library size, and we have the Shoal. I think everything should be pretty deterministic. We'll make our blue right now to get the most information. We'll Pact Negation that thing, and then the rest of it is pretty academic. And yeah, this is why you guys guys and gals watch our video, right? For these cool turn 1 kills. So that was round 4, and I'm now 4-0 in the MOCS preliminary, which is exciting. I've never made the MOCS playoffs before, and I was feeling very excited about this being 4-0, and the deck was working very good. So thanks for watching, and let's go to round 5 and see if we can keep the good run going.